All right, so you're really looking to get deep into Cambodia, huh? Not just the usual tourist spots, right?
Absolutely.
And I think we've got the perfect resources for that today, don't you think?
Oh, for sure.
We've got articles here from Lonely Plant Planetware, really well-respected travel guides.
Yeah, the experts.
Yeah, and we're going to figure out the absolute must-sees, the things that'll make a Cambodia trip unforgettable.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah.
So Cambodia itself, it offers such a mix, right? History, culture, natural beauty. There's something for everyone.
Yeah, you've got it all.
So where do we even begin with a country like this?
Well, you have to start with Angkor Wat.
Of course, Angkor Wat. It's on like every world's top sites list.
Yeah.
Lonely Planet calls it a mainstay on those lists.
And for good reason. It's the largest religious structure in the world.
Wow.
And Planetware actually reminds us this was once the biggest city on the planet.
Bigger than what? Like London, Paris?
Bigger than medieval London or Paris even.
Wow. Can you imagine?
That's mind-boggling.
That's incredible. And we're not even just talking about Angkor Wat itself, right?
No, the entire complex is just sprawling with temples.
So many temples.
You've got Bayon and it's hundreds of stone faces.
Oh, yeah. I've seen pictures of those.
Over 200 of them. Then there's Prohm, where the jungle's kind of taking over.
Like that Tomb Raider vibe.
Exactly, that Tomb Raider aesthetic.
Very cool.
Lonely Planet actually makes this interesting comparison. They say it's like the ancient Khmers built all of Europe's cathedrals.
Wow.
In an area the size of Los Angeles.
That is a wild comparison.
It is.
So, okay, how much time do we realistically need to see all of this?
Well, Planetware recommends at least 3 days for the complex.
Okay, 3 days minimum.
Yeah, if you're really pressed for time, you got to prioritize.
Okay, what are our top priorities?
Angkor Wat, of course, Bayon Ta Prohm, Angkor Thom, and Preah Khan.
Okay, so those are like the non-negotiables.
Exactly.
Got it. And I know we're talking temples, but Preah Vihear has to get a shout out.
Oh, absolutely.
Lonely Planet says it has like the most dramatic location. Like it's perched on a cliff with these incredible views.
Yeah, it's stunning. And a quick tip from Lonely Planet, too. Make sure you bring your passport to Preah Vihear.
Why is that?
You'll need it to buy a ticket.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Good tip. All right, so all this temple hopping, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
Me too.
Luckily, Siem Reap, which is our gateway to Angkor, it's supposed to be a foodie paradise.
Oh, yeah. Siem Reap's got an amazing food scene. Tons of restaurants, cafes, bars, anything you could want.
And I hear the shopping's pretty good there, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Planetware says the shopping's great.
Plus, we've got those floating villages on Tonle Sap Lake.
Oh, yeah, those are a must-see.
A totally different way of life, right?
Completely. It's like stepping into another world.
All right, so we've covered temples, but Cambodia is more than just temples, right? We've got beaches, islands, cities. What else should be on the must-see list?
Oh, there's so much more to see. Let's talk about the islands.
Yeah.
The islands. Lonely Planet raves about Cambodia's southern islands, especially Koh Rong and Koh Rong Sanloam.
I've heard of those. They're supposed to be stunning.
They are crystal clear waters, white sand beaches.
Sounds idyllic.
And much less crowded than some of the islands in Thailand or Indonesia.
Okay, less crowded. That's always a plus.
Definitely.
What about Phnom Penh, the capital?
Phnom Penh Planetware calls it this city with chaotic charm. It's really having a moment right now.
So both sources agree on that chaotic charm thing.
Well, Planetware emphasizes the term, but some Lonely Planet travelers, they found the traffic and noise a bit much.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a city.
Yeah, so it depends on your tolerance for that kind of bustling energy.
Good to know. We also can't forget about the darker side of history, right?
Right.
The Tool Slaying Genocide Museum.
A powerful reminder of the Khmer Rouge era.
It's heavy stuff, but important to remember.
Absolutely. It adds another dimension to your trip, beyond the beauty of the temples and the landscapes.
For sure. So for someone looking for that more laid-back, authentic Cambodian experience, where should we head next?
Well, there are a few places that come to mind.
Okay, lay it on me.
Well, Battambang and Kimpo are great for that. Authentic and laid back.
Yeah. Lonely Planet loves Battambang. They talk about the French colonial architecture. And then there's that bamboo train.
Oh, yeah, the bamboo train.
What is that exactly?
It's basically a bamboo platform on wheels with an engine, runs on old train tracks.
Really?
Yeah, it's super bumpy and windy, but it's a fun way to see the countryside.
That does sound fun. So what kind of architecture are we talking about in Battambang? Like, what should we be looking for?
Think like shop houses with those ornate balconies and shutters, often painted in pastel colors.
Okay, very cool.
Lonely Planet even recommends doing a walking tour to really appreciate the detail.
Makes sense. I'm all about a good walking tour.
Yeah, and they specifically mentioned the governor's residence as a great example of that style.
Okay, noted. So Campo, what's the deal with Campo?
Campo's this charming riverside town. It's on the banks of the Preek Tuk Chu River, known for its pepper plantations.
Pepper plantations.
Yeah. And it's also close to Bokor National Park.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What about Planetware? Did they have any off-the-beaten-path recommendations?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, tell me.
Well, they suggested Mondulkiri for wildlife lovers. And specifically, they called out the Elephant Valley Project.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
It's like a sanctuary, right?
Exactly. It's a much more ethical way to interact with elephants.
You get to see them in their natural habitat.
Exactly.
Much better than riding them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've talked a lot about Angkor, but I'm curious about other ancient sites in Cambodia. Anything pre-Angkorian?
Oh, absolutely. If you're interested in even older history, you gotta check out Sambor Pre Kook.
Sambor Pre Kook.
Okay.
I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, it dates back to the 7th century.
Wow.
It was actually the capital of the Upper Chenla Empire.
So older than Angkor.
Way older. It's incredible.
What's it like?
So there are over 100 brick temples there, and many of them are partially overtaken by the jungle.
That sounds amazing.
Planetware describes it as having this ethereal beauty and a sense of mystery that you might not find at Angkor with all the crowds.
Fewer crowds. More mystery.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah.
What about really remote temples? Like places where you can escape the crowds?
For that, you have to go to Bante Shamar.
Bante Shamar. Where's that?
It's in the northwest. It's pretty remote.
Okay, so it's a trek.
Yeah, but that's part of the appeal.
I can see that. So what makes it so special?
The carvings on the temple walls, they're supposed to be some of the most intricate in all of Cambodia.
Oh, wow.
So you get to experience that artistry without the usual tourist hordes.
Very cool. Okay,
Yeah.
Bante Shamar is going on the list for sure.
Mm.
So beyond temples, what about natural wonders?
Oh, well, Cambodia's got plenty of those too.
Like what?
Well, first off, you have the Cardamom Mountains.
Cardamom Mountains.
Wow.
Okay, what's special about those?
They're a haven for adventure lovers, hiking, trekking.
Okay, I'm listening.
Lonely Planet suggests exploring the area by motorcycle.
Oh, wow. A motorcycle trip through the mountains? That sounds incredible.
It does. You can go to the Stungarong Valley, super remote and beautiful.
Okay, yeah, I'm picturing it now.
And then there's the Khnongfar.
Oh, what?
Khnongfar. It's known for its grasslands and these dramatic cliffs.
Okay, I'm
It's
in.
perfect for those breathtaking landscape shots.
For sure. And then there's the Tantai Wildlife Sanctuary with that stunning waterfall.
Oh, yeah. You can't miss that.
All right, so I've got mountains. What about Tonle Sap Lake? We talked about the floating villages, but what else makes it so special?
Well, it's Southeast Asia's largest freshwater lake.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah, it's huge. And it's ecologically really important.
In what way?
Well, Planetware says it's Cambodia's most important waterway. It's a source of food transportation and a vital part of the ecosystem.
It's like the lifeblood of the country.
It really is.
What about the Mekong River? Any must-sees along the Mekong?
Oh, yeah. For a unique river experience, you gotta go to Crady.
Yeah, what's in Crady?
It's famous for its Irrawaddy dolphins.
Irrawaddy dolphins. Those are the freshwater dolphins, right?
Yep. And Lonely Planet points out that tourism has actually helped with their conservation.
So by visiting, we're actually helping to protect them.
Exactly.
That's awesome. It's amazing how Cambodia manages to balance these natural wonders with all the history and culture.
It's a special place.
It really is. Before we move on to the last part of our deep dive, I want to ask you, the listener, what's calling to you most about Cambodia? Are you picturing yourself trekking through those Cardamom Mountains, exploring the ancient mysteries of Sambor Pre Kook? Maybe you're feeling the pull of that laid-back riverside life in Campo. Keep those feelings in mind as we continue exploring this amazing country.
There's so much more to discover.
I know I'm already feeling overwhelmed in the best way possible.
Right.
But before we wrap up, I do want to touch on a couple more places that our sources highlighted.
Okay, what did they mention?
Well, Lonely Planet really piqued my interest with Kokong.
Kokong.
They called it the road less traveled.
Ah, I see.
And I'm always intrigued by those less traveled paths.
Well, Kokong is a province in southwest Cambodia, right on the border of Thailand.
Okay.
It's a nature lover's dream, known for its untouched beauty, and they're really committed to ecotourism there.
Ecotourism.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So what kind of natural beauty are we talking about?
Well, you've got the Kokong Conservation Corridor.
Sure.
It's part of the Cardamom Mountains. So think rainforests, rivers, waterfalls, all kinds of wildlife.
Like a whole other world.
It is, and it's perfect for adventure. You can go
Yeah.
trekking, take boat tours, stay in eco-resorts along the river.
Sounds amazing.
Ah.
All right, Koh Kong is definitely going on my list. What else did our sources mention?
Well, they also talked about Rattanakkiri.
Rattanakkiri. Another province?
Yep, it's in the northeast, and it offers a very different landscape from Koh Kong.
Okay. So
Think red dirt roads, lush jungles, traditional villages of ethnic minority groups.
Wow, so it's like a cultural experience as well.
Absolutely.
What are some of the highlights of Rattanakkiri?
Well, if you're into wildlife, you can go to the Ven Sai Sim Pang Conservation Area. It's a great place to see gibbons in the wild.
Gibbon's cool.
Yeah.
And there was another park, right?
Yeah, Veraki National Park.
Let's go on.
It's a huge wilderness area, home to elephants, tigers, sun bears, all sorts of incredible creatures.
Tigers in Cambodia.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's wild. So from the iconic temples of Angkor to the remote jungles of Rattanakkiri, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have. And it's clear that Cambodia has something to offer every type of traveler.
Absolutely. Whether you're looking for adventure relaxation, cultural immersion, you can find it all in Cambodia.
You really can.
And to our listener, as you start planning your own Cambodian adventure, remember that we've only just scratched the surface here. There's so much more to discover. Embrace the unexpected travel responsibly, and most importantly, have an amazing time exploring this incredible country. Safe travels.